Chapter 14 with John Jekovich, Catacombs and Au revoir. Sally also found it difficult getting up on those...
Au revoir? What did you say?
Au revoir.
How do you spell it?
A-U-R-E-V-O-I-R.
That's French for wahoo. That's goodbye.
Sally also found it difficult getting up on those cold mornings, then having to walk to school in the cold. Mother closed by saying that Steve was not much help around the house, and he was gone most of the time.
Who's that, Steve?
Yeah.
Oh.
He was gone most of the time. That's what your
him
mother
and Jim
said.
and Duncan were asshole buddies. Scouts, Boy Scouts. Reynolds was the scout leader.
Who was the scout leader?
Burt Reynolds.
Okay.
Troop 22.
Okay.
In that church, Episcopalian church off of Main Street.
Okay. She ended up by saying that Steve would be going back to North Carolina after the new year. I folded a letter, inserted it in the back into its envelope, and commenced to tear it up into little pieces. Did you hear that, Jim?
Yeah.
He commenced to tear it up into little pieces. And then I threw it into the fireplace and watched it shrivel up into the black and gray ash.
What was the letter?
That was about Uncle Steve. He's not doing much around the house, and he's getting ready to go back to North Carolina.
Oh.
At the same time, you're leaving the hospital, and yourself is going to the
What were
front
you doing
line.
in the hospital?
No, you're leaving the hospital in Paris.
Oh.
Au revoir, goodbye to Paris, and you're going back to the front line, while Uncle Stevie's at home visiting his mother, and your mother's saying he didn't do nothing around here, and he's going back to North Carolina, and you said you're going to rip the letter up into little pieces, but instead you threw it in the fireplace.
My mother did that.
Yeah, you threw it in the fireplace.
I did?
Yeah, because she said Uncle Steve was doing nothing, and he's going back to North Carolina now, and you're going to the front lines.
Yeah.
Things would never change at home, and I did not understand why I was so compelled to return there. I should do what my brothers were inclined to do, go their separate ways no matter what. I was afforded many opportunities here to make a new life, but what could I seize up upon them and forget all my past hang-ups? I knew that if I returned, I would be the one to suffer the most in the end. Next letter I read was Ann's letter, and they were both dated after Christmas, a week apart. She first wanted to know why I haven't written her. She had not gotten a letter from me since I left Breckenridge. She worried about me, thinking probably that something had happened to me. There was no way of anyone informing her. As I read that, I thought it was cruel in not writing to her, and I felt bad, and I had treated her in that manner. She went on to say she was doing fine in school, but Christmas was not the same anymore. Since her father passed away and everyone else had moved away and just drifted apart.
Yeah.
She missed me terribly, and she thought of me whenever she entered her room. So that's from Annie. I didn't think Annie's father was too old.
No.
I didn't think Annie's father was too old.
Well, 65. That's
He
not
passed
so old.
away.
Yeah, passed away?
You said passed away.
Well, he's probably sick.
How do you look when you seen him?
Well, I mean, he was a little thin, I thought.
Okay. Since they talked about our times together, we went, and what we talked about, especially the future. She hoped that I would return when I had some definite ideas regarding it. Well, I had not resolved that one yet, and I did not believe I ever would. I thought to myself as I read her statement. Annie mentioned that it was cold there, and they had some snow several days after Christmas. By the way, everything in Buffalo shutting down because of all the big snowstorms.
Are they?
Buffalo, everything's shut down. They would have a football game with the Buffalo Bills.
Oh, yeah, they
shut
canceled it,
everything
yeah.
down. Everything's horrible.
they had 3 or 4 inches of snow at 32 degrees.
And lots of wind.
Yeah. Buffalo, yeah.
Did you want some stuff for your foot?
Oh, my stupid foot is frostbitten, yeah.
You want to get some numbing stuff for your root?
No, I'll powder it
Jen
out.
will get it.
I'll powder it out.
Jen, did you want to check this?
No, I'm not taking my foot off. No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, I'll get it.
The damn thing that bothered me all day now.
She then took the rest of the letter, writing to me, and she was concerned about not hearing. She ended by saying she loved me very much, still thought about me a great deal, and wanted to make a life with me after the war. Her last sentence were, "Please write, I love you very much." I sat back and held the open letter in front of me. Annie did not deserve this ill treatment. What I was doing was abominable and detestable. My only defense was, what should I tell her? Yes, we'll make a little life happily ever after. I can no more say that now to her than I could when I was with her face to face. Until several weeks ago, I had not resolved my dilemma. Although I assumed I had, what with Renee seeking a higher calling, I was reverting to my former inclination. I did not want to think about the ramifications that her decisions entailed. Two more important conundrum. Why I had chosen Renee over Annie or Jean, it was not a spur of the moment decision, nor was it a calculated, thought out process. It had just evolved, and one day it was there in all its richness and elegance. Annie's other letter, dated a week ago, was about the same texture. She was still disturbed not hearing from me, and all the anxious as the papers and radios filled on the German offensive, the Battle of the Bulge.
Battle of the Bulge, huh?
She was on the verge of thinking the worst, and maybe was the last cruel way to end our relationship. She ended up the same way as the last letter. Please write, I love you. I folded the letters slowly, inserted them into the envelope, and laid them on the table. I thought about how Annie looked at the time we went out on a picnic and moments we spent overlooking the lights of Evansville. Anticipating the time I would be seeing her, also our last few days together, and how we never really got to say goodbye.
What are you saying? Look at that.
Oh, someone's coming around the corner.
What do you got?
For your foot.
Maybe you help me put it on.
You can do it.
Okay, foot brake. Foot brake.
Does it help, John?
Huh?
Does
No.
that help?
Through the sock.
Huh?
He puts it right through the sock.
Does it work through the sock?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I didn't know it worked through the sock. And that's from frostbite.
Yeah. On the right foot.
Just the right foot.
That's it. I probably didn't take that stupid sock off.
You want to take it off?
Huh? I said probably didn't. It was probably wet.
Okay, well, Scott, so we could do that maybe within an afternoon, if you really know what everything is.
This'll take hold. This'll take hold.
Do you have to take the other part off of it? Let me see.
Huh? It's on.
Oh, okay.